This meeting is being recorded.
It's so cool that I'm literally in Zooms every single day, and I still make this mistake and just go talk when I'm muted. Very interesting, very interesting. Well, I said good morning, people from the US, from the West side. It's early morning, Monday morning. So welcome, welcome. Let me see, it's 7:30. Let's wait like 1 or 2-ish minutes more. And Roger, I said like amazing trade. I saw your trade. Let's put on the Hermosi hat, the working hat. Now I'm ready to dive in. Oh. All right. All right. Well, there's also a cat coming in the weekly outlook. That's going to be very, very, very interesting. Let's see if it's going to disturb the recording or not. Otherwise, I'll bring him back. And yeah, he was like, someone is talking here in this room. Let's try to chill as well. Okay. Yeah. People who are not here at 7:30, they miss out. So let's start as always with news. Hello, Kiko. Hello, Kiko. Okay. As always, what I first do is I will go over the news from this week. Then I'll go over the pairs on my watch list, and then I'll go over the chat. So make sure you ask your question in the chat. The majority of questions I will go after. Maybe I see a question what I can answer already. I will do it right away. I like the question from Ulfric already. How will the elections affect the US pairs? 22 days remaining. I love the question. You have two answers here. First is go back to November 2020, November 2016 on DXY and see what happens. So see what happens in the previous two elections. Someone is writing on. I see someone is writing check marks here. I don't know who is doing that, but please don't. Otherwise, I think it's Patrick. Patrick, if you keep doing it, I'll kick you. So please don't. So first, let's go back to the previous two elections, and the other one is I will say I am anticipating just normal movement. I think around the election season we'll see some major things happening. The polls are kind of 50-50, so it's just. But like from a technical standpoint, we're gonna discuss DXY in a second. I think there is still a clear draw on liquidity. So how they will affect it, I think around it we'll see some consolidation with some engineering of liquidity. And on it, around these days, it's gonna be madness. So okay. Well, today it's your holiday. We are traders. It's a CAD and USD bank holiday. Tomorrow on Tuesday, GP red folder and a big boy. One of your big boys, CPI, NFP, FOMC. For CAD, CPI is there. Wednesday, GBP, CPI, and AOD, red folder. Thursday, we have Euro rates, very interesting. And we have USD employment rates. And then finally on Friday, small GBP red folder. So the majority of the volatility is going to be in the CAD pairs. And I would say the Euro pairs. And of course, we have some USD red folders, but the Euro rates, very interesting, very interesting. So make sure you are not the person who's going to try to play Thursday London session on Euro pairs. And I hope by now you've seen some teaching from the market mastery. I think you know why you shouldn't do that. But play accordingly. So I'm not expecting too much from today. Because bank holiday. There are still setups on bank holidays, but in general, it's just a low probability day. So that means if you want to increase your win rate or you want to decrease the amount of losses you have, I just would skip bank holidays altogether. Go study or go do something with your life. Does euro have much impact on gold? I think all currencies have some impact on gold. So yeah. But gold moves. Gold doesn't matter. Bank holiday or not, or red folder or not. Gold moves. But I have gold on my list. I will go over gold later. Okay. Well, then let's take a look at. I'm not sure how I can remove those check marks. I don't know how people place this and how. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hoppa. I'm going better in this. So if we look at the monthly here at DXY, we have rate cuts. Oh, not rate cuts. We had rate cuts, or we have the elections coming in. Look at current monthly candle. Today is October 14th, and only thing DXY did so far was going up. If you go to the daily, my point of interest was the daily order book last week. It just completely ignored. So that means DXY is still very bullish. What I don't like about DXY right now is that the lack of retracements. In this whole move, we've seen one tiny one right here. That says to me we are probably in a manipulation. And my drawn liquidity is still lower. And it has to do with this. On the yearly time frame, this year correctly, the yearly, and for the people already seen the week outlook a few times here, we have a yearly bullish fair value gap. I think price wants to go there. And I think it's just a little manipulation. So I have actually no interest in both right now in keep lowering DXY. Go to the weekly, you see it as well. Like I think weekly, when we continue like this, we can reach this weekly ceiling right here. Next question: are you going to long DXY? I mean, short the USD major, the USD crosses. Are you going to short them right now when you have this below you, like all these value gaps here? I think that's tricky, and I think it's very difficult to trade. And that's why I'm saying that I think there are better opportunities this week than playing the USD pairs. And that's all to do with the aggressive up move from DXY without any retracements. If you want to place intraday, this here is a weekly SIBI. So that could be drawn liquidity. Where I'm actually waiting on is the following. I'm just waiting. Let's remove this monthly fair value gap. You guys know that we are there. Here you have a weekly SIBI. So weekly bearish fair value gap. And I got my special guest coming in again. We have a weekly bearish fair value gap. I'm just waiting for price to come there and then wait for a 1 hour or a 4 hour market structure shift. I'm not going to make it harder than that. If price wants to go there, like now it's on 17, it needs to go to 54-ish, 103.54. That's 30 points. It can get there. It can get there. So that means I'm expecting price to go here, and then here, make that market structure shift to start a sell model. To then go downwards towards that yearly fair value gap. That's my take on DXY right now. So I'm just waiting, sitting on my hands. And now you think, oh no, I cannot trade anything. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. AUD and Euro GBP are always on my list because of the relative strength analysis. I'm just looking, hey, let's say if I want to trade USD crosses, I'll just look at AUD NCD to see which one is stronger and weaker. Same for Euro GBP, which one is stronger or weaker. I want to long the strongest pair. I want to short the weakest pair. So currently, I think AUD is the strongest one. And I think, based on what I'm seeing here, that GBP is the strongest one and Euro the weakest. And let's take a look at NASDAQ. Whoa, NASDAQ was interesting last 2 weeks. But the delivery was not very clean. Like that Nasdaq was going higher was very obvious, but the delivery was not nice. And when delivery is not nice, and this is a tip I also gave in the inner circle, zoom out daily, weekly, monthly. Here you see very clear that there is a bullish weekly value gap here. When price came here, it consolidated here, like a 1 hour, 4 hour consolidation was very ugly. But because you knew you probably want to do an internal to external, you know you should get your focus on longs. I'll show you how that looks like. I think, let me check. Yeah, it was right here. Like this was not very pretty, right? Then to just expand it like crazy. Now here again, we're now in a 4 hour. We were in a 4 hour bullish value gap. Same here. That 2 times, now we're expanding again. And if you're looking at this, I think, I'm not going to do lower time frame analysis right now, but if you have traded with me before and you know how I played Nasdaq at 10 a.m., I think you know where your eyes should draw to play a nice little 10 a.m. game to the upside. Little spoiler. That's what I'm looking at. Draw liquidity, very clear, swing higher. So even when we are now at the bank holiday, perhaps this setup could still come into play. But that's something we are going to discuss in the live trading. It's also going to be on Zoom around 9 a.m. EST. ES is stronger than Nasdaq. ES already at all-time high days ago. So just price discovery. And that's for the indices. I always promise to do some other indices as well, like UK 100. It's not on the list, and I think I don't need to give you any explanation why it's not on the list. It's just horrible. DAX is back at all-time high almost. Yeah, DAX just aimed for all-time high again. And that's it for the indices. Then the majors. Well, I gave already the spoiler that I'm not looking at anything for DXY. Next to just waiting for price to come into the weekly SIBI. And then try to get a nice reversal towards the downside. So that means same for the USD crosses. I'm just waiting for price to go down on all the majors until we get that market share shift to the upside. Could you pick on Bitcoin? I will. Be patient. It's there on the list. It will come. It will come. And spoiler for Bitcoin, it's going up. Okay, so GU or EU GU all down. If you look at the higher time frame, we have still some discount rates to be traded into. AUD USD, NZUSD. I'm just waiting for this. This is not very nice. Let's go to the AUD pairs. AUD, where I'm interested in, like after last week's close, here, this is what is teasing to me like maybe a short scenario. We have a massive movement into the weekly SIBI, touching the order block here, but then it just rejected like crazy. That's a bearish scenario. So now I'm wanting to play a open high low close to the downside, and we're now Monday, so big move up already. I marked this out a few hours ago. It's already disrespected, so I'm going to remove this ones. I'm just waiting for a displacement lower for value, and then I'm going to short to here. If that doesn't happen, because I'm going to show you GPAOD in a second, then these lows will be intact, and we'll probably see some higher price towards here. Look at GAOD. It's more a long scenario. There's not too much on AOD, but we have some news on CAD. CPI tomorrow. So USD CAD. USD CAD was crazy last week. Just one big expansion. Let's see what the CAD CPI brings tomorrow. My favorite CAD pair, maybe you see there's only 1 or 2 CAD pairs here, is AOD CAD. AOD CAD, God, it's here. I think it's I'm gonna play a long scenario. The cat is also agreeing with this. He was activated when I said long scenario. Oh no, there goes my sweater. Oh, and gone. Okay, so I'm gonna play a long scenario. I'm just gonna play a weekly internal to external on a 4-hour market maker buy model. This is the original consolidation. So this is a bullish order block. Down close candle. So let's see if we can respect this to then go upwards. If we do today, so as you see a little rejection from this point, some displays higher. Early tomorrow, I'll definitely take a long towards the drawn liquidity. Weekly internal to external. I saw a question on Rogerio, thoughts on Educat. I think nice buy. Yeah, Rogerio, I think we are on the same page. So let me know if I answer your question with this analysis. And yes, there's also, if this doesn't respect it, we have a bullish daily fair value gap here. Yeah. So for today, probably nothing, but for yes, sir, yes, sir. And probably for later. Okay. So this is for the forex pairs. Then I was looking at gold, and oof, gold is on again. You got a little ugly days here. All these wicks here, big wicks, small bodies. But when we arrived at the discount array again, boom, higher. So that means my eyes are drawn to. We have two fair value gaps. One here. There we go. One here and one here. We have fewer swings right here. So from tomorrow, I'm open to play something like this or like this. Go to look for longs. We opened today very bullishly for gold. In the circle, as already, so I'm like, are we getting retracement? I think we can. We are approaching also a 1 hour busy here. Based on a higher time frame, that's where your bias should be. Higher time frame. I would say here on the daily, look at these two fair value gaps and see which one reacts on the lower time frame. And even if you just don't look at the daily, only from the weekly. Remember what I showed you recently, a few minutes ago on here on Nasdaq, when you have that movement into a weekly busy and you see that massive rejection. Look at gold on a weekly. And this is a daily, but here is also a weekly fair value gap. See what last week did? This is a very bullish candle. And when you see this on the weekly, your next week's bias should be longs. There is no discussion in that. For me personally. My opinion. But so I'm deploying my capital to longs from the bullish arrays. And then silver is lagging behind. It did on the whole move. So I would say if you want to long gold, if you want to short silver, of course they're correlated. And that's for the metals. And then Bitcoin. Oh wow. Well, I said Bitcoin higher. It's almost a 65K. Yeah, I don't think I need to be very I don't need to talk long about this. Same story as Nasdaq, same story as gold. When you see in a weekly array a massive wick, we have two now. What would you say the next candle is going to be? A swing low into a higher time frame array that's up. It's already doing it. So I might as well. And this looks to me personally like a market maker buy model. So if here the original consolidation. Of course, you guys don't want that whole market maker teaching. Maybe you want. So here you go. Original consolidation. Distribution 1, distribution 2. Took out some liquidity here. Here as well, some liquidity. Then smart money reversal, fair value gap 1. And I would now say fair value gap 2 is right here. So that means I will be open when price allows to play something like this on Bitcoin. The only thing about trading Bitcoin, I don't know if you guys have seen that, the majority of the brokers, on the majority of the brokers, but also prop firms, trading Bitcoin is very expensive. So high commissions, high swaps. So keep it in mind when you are calculating your lot sizes. Crypto in general is not the most friendly for day trading. So keep it in mind, a market maker buy model. Kiko said, I shared this trade on Bitcoin last night. Amazing, amazing. I know you're in. You're the crypto king. FTMO have spread about 24, 30 USD, but no commission. Okay, that's pretty decent actually. Kiko, you're too humble. You're too humble, Kiko. Short-term trading crypto, I'm a noob. I think everybody short-term trading crypto is a noob. Like I said, there are a few really good crypto traders. Majority lose. You can just Google like the win rate on exchanges, and it's very low. It's very low. That's why the exchanges are so big. Ethereum similar. Ethereum has some catching up to do. Maybe you've noticed, but there's a huge SMT between Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. SMT is a divergence between two correlated pairs. So here you have Bitcoin, or sorry, here you have Ethereum. Here you have Bitcoin, huge SMT at the lows. That's why when reversal, this confirms that we're going higher even more. The backup one was here, and I think for Ethereum, similar, we can play something like this to go higher. And that's it. That's all I have to share for today, for the weekly outlook. Are there any questions? Going over the chat to see what I missed. So to come back about the elections, yes, they are coming. DXY is not a very nice pair to, or very nice currency to trade right now. So that maybe also resonates with the lower probability election season. But don't let news like war of elections or whatever like stop you from hunting for opportunities. You know what, if you have a trade plan, you know what you want to see in the market. And when news kicks in, yes, you can take a loss because of news, like a massive wick. Yeah, that can happen. And who cares? You take a loss. And that's fine. That should be fine. That should be fine. And we have a bank holiday, so just chill. Just chill. Ulfric asked about Bitcoin. Bitcoin higher. JPY. Okay, yeah, I'll go over JPY. JPY was consolidating on a daily when I was preparing for the week. Let me see, that's still the case. JPY is going lower, but I don't want to trade the consolidation. So that means JPY basket lower. That means the cross is going higher. Like that, if I see this, I just wait. Like this, well, I think if I see this, I think there are just better, higher probability trades available. That's why I don't have any JPY pair. There's also no JPY news. So that's why I'm waiting for JPY. If we look at USD JPY, that look nice. Yeah, I think with DXY going to the weekly busy, you could definitely play this. There's of course a daily SIBI here. Let's remove this. It's in the weekly. Let me pull up a little GAN box here to see where we are. Yeah, I think you can play this at least until premium. Nice little 30 points. Sure. Sure. So personally, my favorite pairs for this week are Nasdaq, Gold, and AOD CAD. That's and Bitcoin. Bitcoin. I will go over Ace Karmani's question in a second. Did she ask how to get from -3 drawdown? I think you are talking about a prop firm account. What's the max drawdown total? Like when you blow your account, or is it live? Other question: when looking for, I will answer in a second. When looking at internal to external, what should be the bigger picture? For value gap or candles wick? I'm not sure what you mean with the question, Ace Karmani, but to answer your question, I think easier. Let's say this is price. This is old high. Old highs and lows are extra range liquidity. And let's say there's some value gaps here in this move. There's inter range liquidity. Roger and Kiko, is your question about AOD Cat already answered? I think I missed the question, but I'm gonna see it. So how to get out of 3%, -3% drawdown? I think there are a million ways to play the prop firm. I teach the inner circle a very specific way to play the prop firms. So how do you get out of what do you risk per trade, Danny, right now? Because my first answer I would give, how to get out of -3, risk 1% to get a 1 to 3. If you risk 1%, get a 1 to 3, you're plus 3%, you're back at 2 break even. What about ES and Nasdaq? Is there an SMT? I think there's an SMT at the higher time frame at the all-time highs. And what I mean by that is this is all-time high for Nasdaq. It's not there yet. ES is already chilling at all-time high. So yes, there's an SMT. But the SMT is only worth something when you see a reversal afterwards. SMT in itself is nothing. It's a potential, it's a confluence, just like a value gap. So when you now see, let's say, ES and Nasdaq very aggressively reversing, then maybe that could be the SMT could be hinting that. But for now, we have rate cuts. Not only a few weeks ago, we have rate cuts coming in next week, over next month, probably again, and rate cuts until next summer, 2025. So I'm very bullish on indices. Lorianne says, Danny, I will buy another challenge so you don't have the emotional trade and then go back to it once you feel more confident. I love that, Lorianne. Thanks for adding this. What if there's a value gap before the external range liquidity? It depends on the order flow. So if your order flow is bullish and you trade it away from a bullish value gap to the upside, I would target a high. Price goes from internal to external and from external to internal. So if you trade away from a value gap, aim for a higher low. If price reverses from an old higher low, aim for a value gap. Danny G, I don't think risking 1% is poor risk management. I trade that. So no. Danny G said, this is nice, but I don't have the funds to get another challenge. If you only have funds for one challenge, don't buy one challenge. I think it's a good time to share the video I created yesterday. Let me share my screen on the Zoom. Yesterday, I created a video with watch this if you're broke right now. Because when I was DMing with many of you about, hey, I want to join a mentorship, but I don't have the funds to join, which perfectly fine. That's up to you. I was like, hey, why not make a video on when you don't have the funds, what you can do? And I explained it's 60 minutes. Watch it 2 times speed if you want. I broke down the exact same steps I took when I was really fucking broke to get more money. And I think it will work for. It doesn't matter if you were living in some rich neighborhood in California or you are in a very hard situation. I don't know, somewhere other side of the world. Doesn't matter. These steps will help. So if you don't have the funds for another challenge or for a mentor or whatever, watch this. It's in the Market Mastery course, so Classroom, Market Mastery course, part-time commitment lead to part-time results. It's pinned here. It's also in the announcements. Make sure you take your time to study this, the trading pyramid, everything here. So, and if you want to work together with me, just like the members from the Inner Circle do, just click one of the links below here, and we'll get you to there. So, yeah, that's everything I wanted to share for now. Are there any other questions? What Ulfric says, I really love this. Yeah. It's a summary. Ulfric says there's always something in the house that can be turned to cash, cut down unnecessary expenses, or take an extra job. I said a few of those things, yeah, but I think the picture is bigger, so that's why I would really recommend checking out the video. What I will do, I will link it right now here in the Zoom chat, so you guys can click on it. This chat will go away after this Zoom meeting, so make sure you click on it or save it somewhere. Would you expect a pullback on Nasdaq as it taken out minor buy-side liquidity? My eyes are drawn right now, Sandeep, towards the 4-hour busy on Nasdaq. This one. We are about to create it in 2 hours from now. So let's see what we do. All right, cool. At 9 a.m., I will send another Zoom link, both in the Telegram and also in the school group. And we will go do some live trading. It's a bank holiday, so it can be a very short stream. But if you see some nice setups, we're definitely going to play that. So expect about 9-ish, maybe 9:10, 9:15, but about 9, we are going there. All right, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.